It's the middle school graduation ceremony, and Aijo, the main character, is confessing his love to Asakawa-san. Bowing his head, he closes his eyes awaiting a response, his lips quivering with fear of what's about to happen. Flustered, Asakawa takes a gulp and answers that she too likes him since he's cheerful and always nice to everyone. Sensing his victory, Aijo smiles as he looks at Asakawa. However, the confession takes an awful twist when she tells him that despite all those attributes, the idea of dating Aijo makes her want to so she'd rather not do that. Right, they said the worst she could say was no. Falling all the way to the pits of despair after hearing such venomous words, Aijo walks back with his friend. Talking with each other, his middle school friend declares Aijo a knight by the name of Sir Flirts-a-lot, after finding out that this was his 100th rejection. Damn, how did he even keep going after the first 99? As the conversation keeps moving forward, his friend wonders when his first rejection was. In response, Aijo tells him that it was when he was only 8 months old. Whoa. Seeing him for the last time, Aijo's friend encourages him not to lose faith even if his rejection streak keeps going in high school. Frustrated by his constant failure, Aijo visits a shrine and turns to God. Praying as hard as he can, he asks for a girlfriend in high school. Just then, an old husky voice tells him not to worry. Turning his head in all directions, Aijo wonders where the voice came from, only to find the head of an old man coming out of the coin collector, with the stone emoji expression. Screaming, Aijo calls him out for a thief. However, the old man tells him that he is the god of the shrine, since what kind of a thief appears in such a way, dude? Turning the question back on him, Aijo asks what kind of a god appears this way. Floating out of the coin collector, God tells Aijo that he'll be meeting his destined chick in high school. Unable to believe the god as Aijo thinks he's being sarcastic, he takes the statement literally and turns into freaking Ken Kaneki himself. Turning into a ghoul, Aijo says that he loves Chick-fil-A and would love to eat some. However, moving forward with his dialogues, the god tells him that people are assigned with a soulmate at birth, and as they lock gazes with each other, they'll experience love at first sight. Whilst women will immediately realize that it's their soulmate, men will realize it gradually over time. Amazed to be taking in all this knowledge, Aijo keeps repeating the god's words in shock. Furious, the old man shouts at him to shut up for once and not repeat his lines, since there's only so much content they can cover in one episode, and he would hate if some of his lines from the manga got cut. Wow, the god himself just broke the fourth wall. Moving forth, the god tells Aijo that moreover, in high school, he'll have 100 soulmates, so he can choose anyone he likes. And skip. Well, some of the god's lines get cut, and whilst he's busy screaming over it, Aijo tells him that if this turns out to be a lie, he'll personally burn this shrine to the ground. Fast forward to 1 month later, on his first day of high school, Aijo crashes into 2 girls. Sitting down on the ground, as the girls and Aijo's eyes meet, they feel shivers down their spine. Being the gentleman he is, Aijo places out his hands to help them up. However, getting jealous, the more voluptuous of the 2 girls, Hanazono pretends to have twisted her ankle so that Aijo can solely focus on her. Regretful, Aijo begins crying as he wonders what type of a person hurts their soulmates on their first meeting. Seeing this, Hanazono's heart tightens up as she blushes over the fact that Aijo is reacting like that to hurting a total stranger. But that ain't enough to make Inda give up, as she, being a tsundere, tells Aijo that it isn't like she pretended to hurt her ankle to lean on him. Hearing this, Aijo begins going Mike Tyson on himself, as he wonders in what disastrous way does one has to walk to hurt everyone around him. Seeing this, the girls worry that he's having a and stand up. However, as Aijo questions them for this, they immediately sit back down and continue their facade. Now, as Aijo is helping them both to the nurse's office, Hanazono tightly clings to him and claims that she's getting off balance due to the 3 of them walking together. Not backing either, Inda tells her to quit clinging to Aijo as she is the one making him lose her balance. The 2 cling to my boy Aijo tightly, meanwhile Aijo has already risen to heaven from happiness. Just then, both Hanazono and Inda hear from the 2 girls walking by that if they wish on a 4-leaf clover to go out with someone, then that wish gets accepted. Hearing this, both Hanazono and Inda run to the school garden in search of the clover. 4 hours later, school ends and Aiko is walking through the corridors. He spots Hanazono and Inda looking for the 4-leaf clover in the garden patch. Moved by their efforts to win his heart, Aijo decides to help them in whatever way he can. Walking towards Inda, he questions if she needs some help looking for the 4-leaf clover. However, Inda deflects the question and tells him that she just wanted to look for a good spot to spend time at. Realizing she must be tired, Aijo gives Inda a drink. Going crimson, she rubs her hands as she asks Aijo what he's playing at. Smiling, Aijo apologizes for seeming weird due to his efforts even though they just met. However, feeling bad at heart about Aijo's apology, Inda steals the can from his hand and yells that he is being so gross that she'd but she can't let the drink go to waste. Unbothered by her words, Aijo tells her that she should be heading home since it's getting late. Starting to walk back, Inda slowly turns around with her reddened cheeks and ears and faintly thanks Aijo. It is at this moment that Aijo realizes that he's got a tsundere in the harem. Saying this, Inda gets too nervous and runs away, claiming that she's not thankful or anything as such. Just then, Hanazono comes back and questions what Aijo is doing here. In response, he tells her what he had told Inda and hands her a drink. As Hanazono is about to take the drink, she suddenly realizes that if she shares the can with Aijo, then she can have an indirect kiss. Bingo. Prepared, Aijo tells her that he brought a smaller 190ml can just in case. However, insistent, Hanazono tells him that half of 350ml is 175ml, so she can't drink it all. So Aijo takes a sip and hands her the can, yet too flustered at the thought of an indirect kiss, Hanazono ends up spilling the drink before she can drink it. Disappointed at not being able to get the indirect kiss, Hanazono falls to the ground in utter defeat. Assisting her, Aijo gives her a handkerchief to wipe the spills of the can from her skirt. However, having her heart filled with emotions of love all at once, Hanazono holds Aijo's hands and with pleading eyes tells him that she loves him and would like to go out with him before someone else confesses to him. Blushing as Aijo is about to give Hanazono her answer, Inda shouts and drops all the cans that she's brought to pay back Aijo. Clawing at Hanazono with her words, Inda questions who gave her permission to cut in line, even though she knows about Inda's feelings. Hearing this, Aijo's head steams from the top as his heart is overflowing with love at the moment. Realizing the words that just came out of her mouth, with a reddened face, Inda yells at Aijo and tells him that she doesn't like him or anything. However, if he's so insistent on her becoming his girlfriend, then she doesn't really mind. Standing there with a blank expression, Aijo mentions that he's never seen someone asking someone out as if they're doing a favor. Unable to get her feelings through, Inda finally succumbs to her emotions. Turning to Aijo, she confesses, though in a low tone. Embarrassed, the two girls make their way to Aijo and question who he'll choose. Confused, Aijo tells us to find out the answer after a short break. Unable to sleep all night long, Aijo heads to meet the god and questions him regarding how people with two soulmates deal with such a situation. However, that's when Aijo realizes that his life is seriously messed up since the god tells him that his situation is unique to him since people only have one soulmate. But something peculiar happened on the day he was born. It was a Friday, and whilst the god was working, the Fortress of Sky was being televised, so he ended up mistakenly assigning Aijo to 100 soulmates. Furious to hear that, Aijo yells at the god. However, the god gaslights him into making him understand by explaining that it was his first watch and the Fortress of Sky is a 100 out of 100 show. I mean, fair enough. Yet this isn't enough for Aijo to understand. And Aijo wonders what he should do now. However, the god tells him that it gets even worse since a soulmate takes a life's worth of good luck. Anyone who doesn't match with a soulmate has a lot of troubling experiences and eventually. Hearing this, Aijo is left in a real pickle, and heading back, he wonders what he'll do. Just then, he comes up with the idea of two-timing them in secret. The next morning, as Inda and Hanazono wait for Aijo at the front gate, they greet him with smiles on their face. But Aijo is covered with dirt and seems to be in a rather bad condition. Tensed up, both girls take a deep breath. On the other hand, Aijo bows down, places his hands out, and asks the both of them to be his girlfriends. Meanwhile, he thinks back to the time when he thought of two-timing them in secret last night. Regretful of such a cheap thought, he goes Mike Tyson on himself again as he feels guilty for thinking of not telling them his true feelings, knowing they worked so hard to confess to him. Now coming back to the present at hand, Aijo promises that he'll keep the two of them happy despite two-timing them no matter what. However, Inda is not convinced and tells him that the sweet talk won't win her over. Just then, Aijo pulls out 2 4-leaf clovers from his pockets and passes them to the girls. Bewildered, the girls question how he found them, and in response, Aijo tells them that he spent the whole night looking for it. However, Inda claims that Aijo is just trying to show off how much he cares for them. Using his heavenly riz, Aijo smiles and tells them that he had no such intention, but rather it was just that he thought the girls appreciated such a romantic expression. Hearing this, both the girls out of their noses and faint. Getting up, Hanazono is the first to accept Aijo's proposal of two-timing as she claims that the pain of not being with him is much greater than that of two-timing. Accepting Aijo, she hugs and holds his right hand. Jealous, Inda also clings on and tells him to treat her right or else he'll pay. Smiling and frowning as both Hanazono and Inda rejoice for having found their soulmate. Now the question is, what will Aijo do with the other 98? Will he let them or is this man about to make history by 100 timing for the first time?